The Western Cape Police Service has set up a unit to investigate organised crime in the province. Authorities have noted an increase in kidnappings and extortion targeting business owners and foreign nationals. It's believed the public's lack of confidence in the police is allowing syndicates to thrive. eNCA's Nobesuthu Hejana is in Cape Town and joins us now. Good morning, Nobesuthu. Talk to us about this unit that will investigate organised crime in the province.
Well, Mfundo, about 2 months ago, when Police Minister Bheki Cele visited Khayelitsha, he did say that there were a number of police officers that were recruited to the Western Cape to fight specifically crime, or rather extortion crime-related crimes or cases. And we've seen quite a number of those happening in areas like Khayelitsha, Gugulethu, as well as other areas such as Langa. But we are joined by the Western Cape's CPF chairperson, Francina Lucas, just to talk about some of the interventions that the CPF members would like to see. Francina, we've seen the issues of the extortions in areas like Khayelitsha, and also now, what is surprising, in areas like Estrand and Umzamo, to be specific. Just talk to us about the impact of local businesses.
Good morning, Nobesuthu. The impact is very far-reaching. In terms of business, there is very much concerns about the safety of business owners, business confidence in the area, which has a ripple effect on our communities, because we are, as a community, dependent on these businesses for services and to make sure that our community function properly. So as a CPF, we are very much concerned about the effect it have on businesses, but also on the community at large, because our community is frightened, they are fearful, and they are not at ease about the current situation, because we don't know whether there's going to be a next hit and where it's going to be and who's it going to affect.
And just tell us about some of the interventions that as CPF members, as community members, you would like to see being done, because you know that there were a group of police officers that were recruited to the Western Cape by Police Minister to fight extortion crime-related cases. So is that working? Are you seeing any progress as community members?
Oh, definitely. We want to see progress, and we want to see more being done. And what we want to see is an integrated way of working or approach from the justice, crime prevention and security cluster, so that when these things happen, there is not a working in silos by government departments. We want these suspects to be arrested. We want them to be brought before the courts. We want them to be convicted. And we want to see them ultimately serve out their sentences without any option of parole or bail. So that's what we want to see. But we also would like to see that the community partnership is strengthened, it's supported, and that the community at large becomes part of the fight against crime. Not only the crime prevention structures like your CPFs and your neighborhood watches, but we would like to see every person in the community taking some sort of a responsibility for his or her own safety. And how do we want it to see happen? We want to see every street, there must be a street committee. That street committee must make sure that the street is safe, is secured, and that street committee communicate with your local CPF, your neighborhood watch, and your SAPs if there are any threats that they observe.
Just to talk about that, I mean, you were also telling me that you're also not safe working in the community. So how do we strengthen that relationship? Because in most cases, police would say, we are trying our best, but community members who know exactly who these criminals are not coming forward with information, especially with the issue of mass shootings and extortion. So how do we then create that partnership that you're talking about?
No, I think there is a general mistrust between the community at large and the police. So we as a CPF, we're working very hard to make sure that we narrow the gap, that we rebuild the trust relations between the community and the police. And yes, we are, in many instances, we are first responders as CPFs and other crime structures, crime fighting structures. And we are not immune, like the rest of the community, we are not immune against threats on our own personal safety, but we knew when we started or being part of this crime fighting community that there will be instances where our own safety will be threatened. But we're building, we're working, we're strengthening the relationship between the community and the police, because the police cannot do it on their own. And we as a community, we need the police. But if there are issues or challenges, we need to sit around the table and resolve those so that we can all work as a collective in the fight against crime.
Thank you very much, Momo Francina Lucas, who is the chairperson of the Western Cape CPFs, talking about some of the impact, especially when it comes to local businesses, when it comes to crime or extortion, crime-related crimes or cases. But she does say that they need that strong partnership between police as well as the community members. And how do we do that? By ensuring that there is trust with community members and police.
No, most certainly trust remains very important. Nobesuthu, we'll leave it there for now. Thank you very much. That's our reporter, Nobesuthu Hejana.